Education and the role of teachers in Australian society has never been more topical or visible. I believe the COVID-19 crisis has not only amplified the important work of teachers, it's also amplified the pre-existing challenges facing our profession, such as increasing issues with teacher attraction and retention, workload, and well-being. So I'm Ellen Reynolds-Keane. I'm the founder of Self-Care for Teachers and the host of the Teacher Wellbeing Podcast. And my mission with this Pozible campaign is to create the 6th and 7th season of the Teacher Wellbeing Podcast so that I can support teachers improve their health, happiness, and well-being without losing mine. I'm seeking funding for season 6 and 7 of the podcast because teachers need to look after themselves now more than ever. So the mission of Self-Care for Teachers and the Teacher Wellbeing Podcast has always been to help Australia's generous and self-sacrificing teachers learn to fit their own oxygen mask before they help others. That metaphor, of course, comes from the airplane safety demonstration of what to do in a crisis situation. And we are in a crisis situation right now, and teachers need this message now more than ever. The Teacher Wellbeing Podcast began in February 2017, and since then there's been more than 70 episodes, 5 seasons, 35 guests, and over 37,000 downloads in over 50 countries, all over the world. So it's been an absolute pleasure to create, but it does come at a personal cost. Podcasts are free to listen to, but they're not free to make. So there's some basic operational costs involved, and then a significant investment of time. And of course, if you don't have that much time, then they can cost a lot of money to produce. I've been really grateful with the Teacher Wellbeing Podcast. So for season 3 and 4, I had 2 brilliant sponsors covering the most basic costs, but I still did all the editing and production work myself. And then in 2019, last year, I crowdfunded season 5 of the podcast. And it was that gift that kept on giving. So at the time, in last year's Pozible campaign, I planned 10 episodes for season 5, but I have ended up producing 20 thanks to the support of that campaign. So really what it allowed me to do was focus on being a great host, finding great guests and creating great content. And then I could let somebody else take care of the production of the podcast, the editing, the audio work. After all, it turns out I'm a person first and a podcaster second, and I can't do it all on my own. So this year, I am hoping to crowdfund both season 6 and season 7. Season 6 is happening anyway. It's actually about to start. So I'm going to run the crowdfunding campaign and the beginning of season 6 concurrently. But it would be really great to have the support to produce season 6. And then I really want to make sure that I can go on and create season 7 as well. So if you enjoy the Teacher Wellbeing Podcast, and or if you think it's an important thing in the world, if you think it's of value to teachers, then I'd love it if you would swing me a $5 to support the show. And if you want to invest more than $5, then there are some bonuses for you to do that as well. If you have a teacher-related product or service and would like to get it in the ears of my audience, then there are also some episode sponsorship opportunities available. So have a look at the list of campaign pledge options and take your pick. And if you don't feel that you can spare any money at the moment, I do understand. It is a really interesting time to be living. But you can still help support the podcast by sharing this Pozible campaign on social media. So if you are following me at Self-Care for Teachers, drop a red apple emoji in the comments of every post that you see about this, because it does actually help. Any comment that you leave, actually you can put any emoji you like, doesn't have to be an apple, just that, apple for the teacher. I like that one. So yeah, any kind of comment or share or tag your teacher friends in it, that will actually help more people see my posts. And when you share it, you can also use the hashtag Teacher Wellbeing Podcast as well. The way that this crowdfunder is set up, it means that if I don't reach my target, which this year is $2,500, nobody pays anything. So it's all or nothing. So please pledge now to make this project a reality, and let's make season 6 and season 7 of the Teacher Wellbeing Podcast. And as always, remember that you are a person first and a teacher second, and you are so worthy of your own care. See you later.